There's one thing I did all year as an artist that held me back, and it looks like I've done everything right. I've been doing studies, expanding my skill set, learning new programs, mentoring students, but it always creeps back in. This can't be safe. I can't keep putting lipstick on this pig. It's so over-textured, and I was noticing things that I did wrong. I was freaking out. I was like, oh God, how am I gonna fix this? These effects look janky AF. It's that I don't like it. What's going on here? I also kind of gave up on this witch piece halfway through. Self-doubt. Comparison is the devil. There are some times that I feel super confident, and other times that I feel like a plastic bag drifting through the wind. It's hard when your self-worth is tied to your career, your passion, your craft. It's easy to get into the echo chamber of comparison. When I first got into art school, I got in with the bare minimum score, so I knew that I was at the bottom of the list, and I knew that everyone was technically better than me. I would look at their art, I'd look back at my sketchbook, and I'd be motivated to draw even more. Now I'm well into my career. I'm 7 years out of art school. I am successful. People love my art. For the past few years, I've actually been very confident in my art. I've worked at big studios and worked on features like Netflix and Warner Brothers and Nickelodeon and Disney TV. I have a huge presence on social media, and I make short films in my spare time that I really enjoy. So what happened? Well, there you have it. That self-doubt never went away. It just got really quiet. So I've been unemployed for like the past 6 months now. The animation industry is very rocky right now, as some of you may know. So I've been taking most of my time like filming YouTube videos, mentoring students, working on a short film. But you know, that self-doubt keeps crawling back. You know, especially after coming back from Lightbox Expo, which is like a huge animation convention in the States. A couple months ago, I went there. I met up with some fellow artist friends, some old coworkers, and it was amazing to see where everybody is. But seeing so many people have amazing jobs, their careers are moving forward, I just can't help but feel that self-doubt. What if I'm not good enough? What if it's not the studios? What if it's just me? So I've been letting comparison pop up a lot while I'm drawing. Even during this drawing I'm showing you, I do the same thing. I feel like I'm fiddling around and I'm kind of frustrated with the textures in my house. And while comparison can hold us back, sometimes it's about having the right tools to help us move forward. Tools that let us showcase what we create on our terms. Speaking of which, I know tools that could help us exactly do that, and it's today's sponsor, Squarespace. I've been using Squarespace for over a decade, and let me tell you, it's the easiest tool to making super professional looking websites. I've said it before and I'll say it again, I've always used Brine as my favorite template. My site's brand is consistent everywhere on every device. My online store runs super smooth from inventory to shipping labels, and customers can use all different types of payment plans like Klarna, Direct Debit, Apple Pay, Afterpay, ClearPay. So whether you're a creator, a seller, or just someone with big ideas, Squarespace makes it easy to turn your vision into reality. Trust me, it's been my home for 10 years and I'm not leaving anytime soon. Save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain using my code JackieDrushko. It's very dangerous to equate your self-worth to how good of an artist you are. Art is a deeply personal form of self-expression. When we tie our worth to the quality of our work, or worse, how others perceive it, we lose sight of why we create in the first place. It becomes less about the passion and joy we feel when we create and more about the external validation. It's an exhausting cycle and it's not a healthy mindset, and you can't sustain a healthy creative career like that. And if the process is not enjoyable, why would I continue torturing myself? The funny thing is, comparison is actually the key to grow as an artist. Not in the way of like, oh, this artist is better than me, I'll never be like them, but more in a way of finding inspiration in others. Art doesn't exist in a vacuum. We're all influenced by others, whether other artists, films, nature, music. We need these external forces to push us to see art in a different way. Think about it. When you first started drawing, wasn't it because someone or something inspired you? Maybe it was a comic, a movie, or an incredible artist you followed online. That spark didn't come from nowhere. So comparison, when handled right, actually can fuel creativity. It's how we push ourselves to grow, to see beyond what we're capable right now and explore what's possible. We need to identify our inspirations in order to pursue the feeling you get when you see their art and put that feeling back into our art. Healthy comparison is about stepping outside your comfort zone, trying new techniques and shaping your own voice through what inspires you. It's not about copying or feeling less than, it's about figuring out why something resonates with you and using that to level up your work. For example, if you love the way an artist uses lighting or texture, don't just stop at, oh, I could never do that. Try to break it down, study their work, and experiment with it. It's not about becoming them. It's about taking what speaks to you and making it your own. So when done the right way, comparison stops becoming this really negative, self-defeating habit and turns into a powerful tool on how you can grow as an artist. So here's steps to get yourself out of comparing yourself to others. And I will be definitely taking these steps moving forward. Social media limits. Social media shoves everything down our throats all the time. So sometimes when I already feel a little bummed about my art and I open Instagram, I'm immediately met with all this amazing art and it pushes me down a little bit further. I actually have an app that limits my screen time like I'm a child with parental control. So if certain accounts make you feel bad about your art, why not mute them for a little bit? Surround yourself with creators that inspire and uplift you instead of triggering doubt. Focus on your progress. Look back at your older work and notice how far you've come. It's a reminder that your biggest competition is yourself from yesterday, not anyone else. That's something I've been trying to do lately with redrawing my old art to really see the tangible proof that I am getting better. And that's why stepping back and focusing on your growth is important. So for me, a big part of growth is breaking things down into smaller and more manageable goals, like improving poses, exploring character composition, or even figuring out color palettes. And I've actually put together some tutorials on things that I've struggled with as a beginner artist and even over the years. And they're designed to help you level up at your own pace. So if you're feeling stuck, that might be the boost you need. That's a quick selfless plug. Let's move on. Understand everybody's journey is unique. You don't know other people's journey or how long it took to get there or the road that took them there. Maybe the artist you're obsessing over that's only 18 and is incredible is actually a nepo baby of famous artist parents, and that helped them get a leg up. You don't know. Sometimes that makes me feel just a little bit better. Okay, in all honesty, it's important to see other artists not as competition, right? But as inspiration or peers. It's hard to shift your perspective, but we gotta try. So even if they're not nepo babies, their path doesn't make yours less valid. Growth isn't linear. Success doesn't come with an expiration date. Don't compare apples to oranges. Everybody is super unique. That's something that I have been struggling to really listen to, I think. Okay, here's a good one. Detach from external validation. Now that's a tough one. Not relying on likes and comments and people praising my work. Because what happens when I'm unemployed for 6 months? What happens when my YouTube videos flop? Or a painting I worked on for so long only gets a couple likes? You need to be able to find value in your own art, even when nobody sees it. Maybe that means forcing yourself not to post every piece, or deciding you're proud of this piece even if no one else validates that. So this one takes a lot of practice. But start small. Try creating a piece just for you. Don't post it, don't share it, just enjoy the process. And over time, I feel like we, together, will find that creating is enough. Speaking of which, focus on the process. Shift your mindset from how does my art compare to theirs to did I enjoy making this piece? This is something that I'm definitely trying to get my hands on. Instead of focusing on that end goal, I'm trying to find that joy in creation. Like I recently started doing these Sunday painting groups with some friends. And even when we don't like our paintings, we share it together because we know we won't see judgment, the world's not gonna see it, and we trust one another. It's very cool to see like super rushed and unpolished paintings without any insecurity because you're among friends. Shift your inner dialogue. If you constantly criticize yourself, you'll start to believe those thoughts. I feel like that's what happened to me. So when you catch yourself comparing yourself to others, pause, catch it, and reframe it. So when you ask yourself, why is my art as good as theirs? Catch that and think, okay, well, what did I learn by doing this? Or what's one thing I'm really proud of? So by really consistently and actively swapping those negative thoughts for like gratitude and curiosity, you'll build that habit of thinking positively, which I strongly believe will change your mindset over time. And finally, no one cares as much as you do. With any insecurity, you're probably focusing on it the most. No one cares. No one's looking at you like you're looking at you, which can either make you feel sad, but then it's so freeing. It's so freeing to think no one cares. There's truth behind who your biggest critic. So take this to heart. And then find freedom. You will find freedom after that. So here's what I want you to take away. Comparison isn't something you can fully and truly avoid. It's just part of being human, especially being an artist. But there's something that we can't control, and it's how we respond to it. Reframe comparison into a tool of growth. Be kind to yourself. Find joy in the process, and remember why you started drawing in the first place. That's what I will be trying to do this upcoming year. So if you're also in a comparison echo chamber, please let me know in the comments. Make me feel better to know that you're also there with me. And share your tragic but relatable stories. Like, comment, subscribe, don't forget. And remember that you're enough. I'm enough. We don't need any of this external validation. Your art is yours. My art is mine. So this upcoming year, I'm giving myself space to feel my emotions and grace in that, but I will also be working on the little voice in my head of self-criticism. So in my future videos, when you hear me criticizing myself, you can call me out and yell at me. I will listen. Thank you. Okay, bye.